Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm glad you stopped by. I thought I'd show you some stuff you can do for junk journaling that might be interesting to you and is easy to do and inexpensive. These are some stamps that I did on muslin fabric, and after I was done stamping them, and sometimes before, I also waxed them. And the wax that I use is called wax melts. These are for your, you know, the little, things that you melt your wax in to make it smell nice in your house. And that's why they're wax melts, and they do melt very nicely onto fabric. And then some of them I waxed before I stamped them and inked them. Some of them I stamped them and inked them, and then I waxed them. And then I backed them with coffee dyed paper. I use Aleene's Tacky Glue, and it's really nice. This is pumpkin spice. These stamps are from Christina Hill, and I will leave a link below for her shop on Etsy. She sells a lot of stamps. I just got a bunch of new ones. Haven't had time to play with them yet. And this one is from Lorna Taylor. I'm sorry, Lorna Taylor, and she is Tailor Made Journals on Etsy, and I'll leave a link for her as well. These are on paper that I waxed, and they smell wonderful because I used the pumpkin spice wax, and they just smell so good. And I also did some Christmas stars, and I'll show you what I did with them. This is paper. You can actually wax the paper, and I backed it with more paper because when you wax these, both sides are waxed. See, this is one that I did of an old stamp that I have, and I did not add paper, and it feels great. I mean, it's not waxy, you know. Paper is more waxy. This has a feel to it, like it has a cover on it, but it's very durable, and I've been using them. And also, you can still rip your paper. Where are my scissors? I will show you. You can still, not paper, your fabric, even after you've waxed them, you can rip it to any size that you want. So say I think that this size is too big, and sure, make a liar out of me. Okay, that way it doesn't rip. But I just showed you the one that does. And you can rip it. I have ripped all four sides. I just don't have, just not doing it right or something today. So anyways, I just wanted to show you that. That's with the pumpkin spice. And I did a page, a journaling page, with one of these tags, and I thought I would show to you how you can use this tag as a scented snippet, so that if you wanted to put it in a journal, you don't have to, you know, glue it into the journal in case you're making it for someone you don't know if they're going to like the smell or whatever. You can make it as a snippet. And here it is. This is a journaling page that I made. And I've decorated it, and then I took one of those I can't talk today. One of those fabric pieces that I stamped, and this is just muslin. And I added some decoration. I added a ball pin, and it can just clip or pin to your page. I like to put a little bit of fabric at the top, which is what I did here, so that the pin has something to go into. And it can be easily removed or easily put back on. And it just makes it very flexible. And if you wanted to sell something like that and you weren't sure if the people would want the scent and you wanted to do it because it just smells great, that's how you could do that. So I put that over there. Also, I did some bags. These I consider as gift bags or cookie bags. And I used, it's called fur Fraser fir, and it smells like balsam, and I love it. And this is what I did. I took a piece of muslin, and when you wax it, like I said, it waxes on both sides. And then you can take it, and if you want to rip it, now it better rip this time. There. Easily. And you can still fray it. And it's just great. I just can't believe it. But the reason it does that is because these are wax melts. Okay, they're made to melt. So they melt right into the fabric. I would say the paper, this is one of the Fraser fir stars, paper stars that I did, like this star here that I did. I did this with pumpkin spice, and the paper was, you know, like it was a coffee dyed paper, and it came out like that. This one was the same thing, and it came out kind of light green. I would have liked it a little different color, but it came out like that. Also, you could do gift tags. And if you wanted to leave them on the back plain, you could, or you could put paper there so you could write to and from. But anyways, these are the gift bags. I'll leave the link below for the digital kit on this one. There's a few different designs. And I just, you know, what I did was I added that strip of green behind the paper, because you can attach it with Eileen's tacky glue. It sticks very well, and it will not come off, so it's very nice. These are tags that I got at the dollar store last year, and I never used them. And then I just added some eyelash trim that I got from Hobby Lobby, this sparkly stuff, and just different embellishments. And so these will be nice. These are like 4 by 6. And I got the bags on Amazon. So these are a couple more. And then over here, let me see. Oh, I did a Christmas card. Not a card, but a journaling page. And I want to show you that I also made a ball clip for this. These were the were gift tags that I got at the dollar store. And before I waxed them, they look like that. And after I waxed them, they look like that. And they smell fantastic. I use cinnamon apple on there. Apple cinnamon, I'm sorry. This is apple cinnamon. And you can get these at Walmart. They're for like $2. You can also get them on Amazon, but they're much more expensive on Amazon. Okay, so I did these there. And then I added a little angel here. And then I added a ball pin and some cheesecloth to the back of the poinsettia. And then I put some fabric at the top of the page so I make sure that I can pin it in there. You can actually go through the paper if you want, if your pin is strong enough. Mine's not that strong. So it just makes for a real pretty addition. And it hangs, and it dangles, and it smells beautiful. It makes your page smell good. You could use cards for it. It's really such a nice effect. I'm going to show you how to do it, and it's so simple. You won't believe it. Okay, so here's some more of the apple cinnamon fabric that I stamped on, paper that I printed out, and I backed with paper. I glued them onto a sheet of paper. I used 32-pound paper. I don't use the copy paper for a computer because it's just too light. I never use it for anything but shipping labels. And these are stars that I purchased. I'll leave a link for that. Oh, and for this, I also made a second snippet. I'll take this one off and show you this one of one of the stars. And I added a couple buttons to the ball pin. Let's see if I can get this one to work. Okay, and just put it right in here. Not good with this stuff. Come on. And that looks cute too. I mean, seriously, it's a journaling page, and I took a card that I actually got at Goodwill. I got a bunch of Christmas cards at Goodwill, and they were a mix. And so I said, well, I don't know what they are, but I'll bring them home and cut them up and see what I can do with them. And so this is from one of the cards, and then I had some Christmas paper. And I also got this from a dress at Goodwill, and it was a little girl's dress. And on it was all this pretty trim. Some was in this off-white, and some was in this brown, all on the same. Okay, I'm back. My memory card is giving me a problem with this camera, so I'm going to continue on and try to splice these two videos together. Hopefully I'll get through this before it dies again. I also wanted to show you how to make fall leaves in case some of you are doing fall journals or cards, what have you, that you can. I printed these out on tracing paper, which is really nice. I also printed some out on printable vellum, and I waxed them. The ones on tracing paper, I think, worked out better. The ones on the vellum, when you fold them and stuff, they seem to chip off, and I don't like that. But what I thought I'd show you is, these are from tracing paper, and I just, what I did is I went on to Google, and I found fall leaves, free graphics, and I put them in my graphic program, and I printed them out. And you could do the same thing. And then what I did was I wadded them all up after I printed them out, and then I unfolded them, and what you get is a realistic looking crumpled fall leaf, like this, and like that. That one is okay, like that, like that. They're pretty neat to play with. I did do a sample page. I'll show you in my journal. I wanted to see how they would look on a page after I scented them, and I scented them with pumpkin spice. Again, I love the pumpkin spice. I just love the smell of it. So here is the pages that I did with them, but you can see some of the wax is starting to chip off, so I don't really like that. That's on tracing paper. That doesn't seem to be happening with your 32-pound paper. I haven't had any kind of that going on, and in fabric it does not happen at all. I just love it. Feels like fabric, but it smells so beautiful. Okay, so this is some leaves here that I did. These are tracing paper leaves. These are vellum, and they are stronger, thicker, and that's why I think they chip up. Then I open up here, and I just have a little scrapbook pad. And I made my own pumpkins, and here's some more leaves. I also made a paper clip, pumpkin paper clip. Now all these pumpkins are 3 circles punched out the same size, and then you put one in the center. I don't know if one shows better than the other. You put the circle in the center, and you glue the other 2 circles underneath so that to form a pumpkin. And then I have a leaf punch, and I have these little leaf punches as well. So I just did that, and I added a lot of cheesecloth, and I inked it with vintage photo, or what is it? Oh, I think it's vintage photo. Okay. I inked them with that in the cheesecloth, and I think it looks like straw, which I think is pretty cool. So, okay, now if my battery will continue on and be good. Oh, I also wanted to show you that I did some flowers. These are paper flowers that I did with apple pumpkin donuts scent, which is pretty cool. Okay, so in order to wax your paper or your fabric, you're going to need parchment paper. You're going to need to put down a towel underneath. You're going to need some kind of an iron. Mine is a handheld. It's a Rowenta. I got it at Goodwill for $6. I thought that was pretty good. And what am I going to do? Let's see. This is on white. So, well, we'll do pumpkin spice because I know that I'll use it. Except that's not the pumpkin spice I want. Where did it go? Okay, I got everything out here but what I want. Of course. Okay, I want to use a little one. I put all of my spices in a bag and then I label them because I've gone haywire. And you need to, now some of the pumpkin spice, this one is a lighter color and this one is a darker. It just depends, I guess, on what company you buy them from. So you open up your parchment paper. You can also use freezer paper. And you just shave off some of the wax onto your fabric. And you're going to need a little bit, so okay, like that. Then you close your paper and take your iron and just hold it over and go back and forth till you see that it's melting. And you may need to add some more. You may have used too much, but you just keep melting it. And what I do if I have white spots is I just kind of soak up the extra. If I have any extra, I soak up the extra with the white. And if it's not enough, then I'll add some more. Oh, I wish you could smell this. This is just, you know those primitive stores you walk in and it just smells beautiful with all the spices and everything they have going on? That's what this smells like, and I just love it. Okay, so I didn't have enough, so I'm going to do some more. And that's all you do. That's all there is to it. I usually have a piece of parchment paper right next to me so that, you know, I do more than one piece at a time. That I can, when I'm done with ironing it and melting it, I can pick it up and I can put it on that parchment piece next to me and just keep going to the next one. So, I think that's all that I wanted to show you for today. And, wow, is that hot? I do put this on kind of a high heat. Oh, I did want to show you. Now, I'll show you this. I'm going to rip this again. I just love how this rips. I've had any angle, see? Any angle that way, this way. It just, and it feels so good, but it smells. Oh, and you can also do doilies. This one is waxed. And it's just, this one is coffee dyed, so I'm going to add, I'll do that right now, actually. I want to do that with the cinnamon spice, or pumpkin spice. What did I say? Cinnamon spice. Pumpkin spice, and let's see what that looks like when it's melted onto a coffee dyed doily. I love to see what they look like. They look vintage to me. They look old, but they smell fabulous. Okay, so my iron is nice and hot, and I'm going to melt this onto there. And you don't have to melt the whole thing. If you want, just put a little bit on there. You can do that too. It's up to you. You can play with this thing. I really enjoy playing around and trying different things with it. I like it really soaked, to be honest with you, because the smell is just beautiful, and I love the smell. So I'm just letting that dry for a minute, and it's dry. It's not bad, not bad at all. This is kind of the color. So this was before I waxed it, and then this was after. And then you can ink this as, this is the same thing. You can see what you can do with these things after you're done. Now, I hope this didn't show up real dark. I think it did show up real dark in the previous, when I was showing it to you. But on white paper, this is the apple cinnamon. It's pretty cool. It's not bad. But this poinsettia was already red. But it really looks vintage. It doesn't look black. I think on the video it looks black, but this is not black. This is just a deep burgundy, which I think is beautiful. I also waxed a felt heart. I cut out a felt heart, I waxed it, and then I brushed it to see if I can bring the fibers back. Absolutely, absolutely do it, and it smells beautiful. Here are some of the other pieces that I waxed with the apple cinnamon. Oh, and this is Lorna Taylor's, or no, this is Christina Hill's Christmas one I actually got to use. And this is Lorna Taylor with the post. I love this stamp. It's so cool. I did it on this side with the dots showing, and I did it on the other side with the dots not showing. And I haven't even started to ink them, because you can ink them with the vintage photo or maroon, whatever you want.